We're a bit late for the 2024 recap train, but nevertheless, we're still here and we're here also with our 2025 plan forward. Guys, last year was a pretty great year, all things considered, for the Xplanations and Kedoshim Studios. We basically superseded all the goals we had set at the end of 2023. One of my day job virtual production projects made it all the way through the Angel Guild. We got all the characters and story direction for our spiritual warfare theme comic done, as well as the base code for our spiritual warfare themed action RPG implemented, as well as a concept art for all the demonic entities you'll face in the game, as well as seeing DLM Christian Lifestyle launch their video game company. Yahuah's will definitely has been awesome this year. So in this installment of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast, we're going to do a little Thanksgiving and recap of 2024, as well as lay down the roadmap of what you can expect from Kedoshim Studios and Xplanations in 2025. So welcome to the 17th installment of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast. You guys know how it goes, the regulars, and for the new ones, I have a little bit of catching up, month by month catching up. So for this one, the main comment to leave, if you guys leave comments, is let me know, especially if you're a fellow Christian creative, how was your 2024? And let me know, of course, your goals for 2025. I'm not going to stick like usual because actually, my goal for this podcast actually is to make it the shortest podcast I've done. So let's get right into it. For last year, I had 3 main goals. First one was to get all 6 characters of our spiritual warfare themed comic book series Intercession done, as well as flesh out the story direction of the comic book series. The second goal was to get the base code of our spiritual warfare themed video game Parables of the Set Apart Deception, along with getting all the concept art for all the spiritual forces of darkness and the main character, the Set Apart one, done for the game. And lastly, my last major goal of last year was to register the business Kedoshim Studios, which will house all my faith-based Christian endeavors here in Trinidad and Tobago, where I live. And as you have seen over the past year, we've basically superseded all others' goals. At the end of 2023, all I had to show for the series was a headshot concept for Omega, an extensive 150-page plus Word document, and a logo concept. And now we have all 6 of the main cast, Kodosh, Majan, Nake, Anya, Rafa, and Omega, fully fleshed out with all their own individual pinups and 3 squad pinups done by Ken Bowden. Ken Bowden is the illustrator for the series, so he created all the original character concept artwork based off of my concept documents. Justin Fernandez did all the individual pinups for each character, and Michael Woods colored all of Ken's artwork that we've done for all the squad shots. Just wanted to shout out the creative team of Intercession. It's been awesome working with those guys, and I am fully excited for what is to come in 2025. At the end of December, I had only a really rough grey box prototype for the idea of Parables of the Set Apart Deception, along with a rough sketch and concept artwork done for the main character, the Set Apart one, which was done by Joshua Whitaker. And later on, I found Justin Fernandez on Instagram, and now at the end of the year, we have a proper concept art guide for the main character, Set Apart one, and 3 of the main bosses you'll encounter in the game: the Angel of Light, the Wolves in Sheep Clothing, and the Roaring Lion. You may have also seen from our most recent devlog uploaded a week ago, we have started putting together the actual base C++ driven combat system that will persist into the main release, and if you haven't checked out that video, I think you'll be thrilled to know also that there actually is a demo test build of what our interpretation of the spiritual weapons of warfare will play like in Parables of the Set Apart Deception. And in regard to getting the business registered, I kid you not, here in Trinidad and Tobago, it took roughly 8 months from the beginning of the process to when I was finally able to go into our legal affairs and collect the certificate of incorporation. But nevertheless, we are now fully registered as an LLC here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I honestly just can't thank God enough. I really can't thank Yahuah enough, which God is just a title. Yahuah is his name, for everything that he has done with Kedoshim Studios, as well as the support of everyone who has shown interest in our projects and what we do here on the channel. Because everything in the end had come together so perfectly in his time. And honestly, it was like Ken and I joke about it a lot, that our connection for intercession and everything, the timing that everything just lined up with was it was outside of our plans and control. As I said, we've literally superseded all the goals that I thought I set at the beginning of 2023, to the point in August I was telling Ken, yeah, I'm at the point where everything I set for 2023 has come through. I don't know. I'm usually that guy who likes to plan things a year ahead, never today for tomorrow. Like, I would be quote asking the artist for a quote today for something I would like done in June, just planning ahead. And with Ken, I was like, dude, everything that I thought I could have planned ahead for kind of came true. So I'm just seeking Yahuah right now for just what is the next steps to take with these endeavors. And for anyone who is still hesitant on starting that project, you know in your hearts that Yahuah has placed on your heart to do. Our most overused scripture on the podcast is none other than Zechariah 4:10, which I like it in the New Living Translation version, which reads, "Don't despise the small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." And of course, we supplement that with Proverbs 16:3, which says, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established." And we humble that with Proverbs 19:21, which says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Because many times, sometimes even though we know God placed that idea or concept on our heart, we take it and then we do our own thing with it, and then come back and like, oh, yeah, we did run out of God's word for that a bit there. So Zechariah 4:10, Proverbs 16:3, and Proverbs 19:21 are the main scriptures behind what we do here at Kedoshim Studios and with the Kedoshim Initiative podcast. Those are like the motto scriptures of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast. But now that we got past most of the in-house Kedoshim Studios related projects, we still have some more recapping for 2024. Let me give you a little bit of the 2025 X-Man's Heart plans right here. Now, my first major goal for this year is to get Intercession issue 1 fully published and on to, like, if we could get it on shelves, we get it on shelves by July 2024. First issue is currently in production. We are currently in the thumbnail phase of fleshing out the comic, refining the story, currently cashing in on some of the guys whose comics that I've reviewed. They are on board to do editing and helping me flesh out the story and those kind of things. So currently running it between them and getting beta readers to just run through the current iteration of the story that I have, and been sending Ken a lot of just Ken is on issue 1 and I'm currently fleshing out issue 4, and I get excited while typing out issue 4. I would send him a screenshot and be like, dude, this is my current idea for issue 4. He's like, I could definitely get this sketched out. It's just been awesome doing this, just put it together into session again. As well as the second goal for this year is to get Parables of the Setup Pack fully developed and a complete polished demo build for the game done by Steam Next Fest October 2025. This is with full character model of the Setup Part 1, full character model. I think for the demo I would like to do the current idea for the lead in to the Angel of Light. That is what I want to do for the demo. Would have my really full environment, like an entire actual, not just gray box prototype, a full build, vertical slice build of the game done for Steam Next Fest 2025. My goal is to have the game, Steam Next Fest October 2025. My goal still is to try to get the game like fully done, like 100% done by holidays 2025. So December 2025. I can't say 100% if that is going to be the case. I don't want to rush the production. I don't want it to go and then be one of those not optimized properly Unreal games lacking features. I have clamped the amount of features I'm going to include in the game because it's not going to be like a wide open world. It's strict. It's very, very linear as one of my main inspirations for the kind of story path progression in it is the first Jack and Dexter game. Jack and Dexter, the Precursor Legacy, as well as the story direction that they had you take in the last Destiny expansion, the Final Shape, on how linear. Final Shape was just like one long map that you went from point A all the way to point B. It's not going to be some big sprawling Zelda Breath of the Wild open world. Is going to be fairly linear with enough space to like run around and get some collectibles and stuff that would contribute towards getting the platinum trophy for the game. But that is the goal. I have a development plan in mind, aiming towards a 2025 release date, but more realistically, the game won't come out until 2026 if we're thinking realistically as a solo developer with doing outsourcing for assets and stuff like that. And my third major goal of 2025 is to attend Unreal Fest in June in Florida. I spend more than 12 hours a day every day, sometimes including Sunday. Most times, well, I spend more than 12 hours a day every day drove throughout the week in Unreal Engine. I've sat and watched every Unreal Fest live stream the day of ever since I discovered Unreal Engine when back in 2022 at the launch of Unreal Engine 5. And my main goal this year is to attend Unreal Fest. That's the three main goals I have for 2025 for Kedoshim Studios, because I believe Unreal Fest has Unreal Indies where you can like present your well, not present the game on the stage, but have people come through and play the game. And I also want to have a demo build there for Unreal Fest. Might not be as fleshed out as the demo build for the Steam Next Fest in October, but definitely want to have something that I could show for Unreal Fest in June, as well as attend it in June. It would actually be the first time that I fly to the US, and I am definitely, most definitely looking forward to it. That is one of my goals. Those are my three main goals for the year of 2025 for my current Christian creative endeavors through Kedoshim Studios. Will they come to pass and even be superseded like the goals I set for 2024? Or will they be swapped down because they're not in God's will? We shall find out as the year goes by. Let me know some of your goals for 2025 as well down in the comments below. But back to 2024, I finally saw the public release of two projects that I've been a part of for the past 2 years. Starting with my day job at Real Studios and Revelation Media, which I can finally talk about. Our short film, The Real Story of St. Nicholas, has been put onto the Angel Studios Guild and made it all the way through the Guild voting process. On this project, I held the role of environment artist and Unreal Engine generalist, meaning all the environment stuff and character shots and everything that you see basically. Every character, guard, building, lamp, snow pile, table, ship barrel, tree, fish, school of fish, deer, weeds, all 1,000 instances of grass and wheat in the wheat field scene have been placed and tweaked by a boy under the specifications of the director, Andrew Lebrisi, with all our characters being done by our awesome character artists and animators, Crystal and Bram Gobler. And it has honestly been quite an awesome experience, all things considered. It definitely isn't easy. I've been through the ringer and I've cried at 3 a.m. in the morning with PC blue screen crashes, corrupted files, the whole 9 yards of everything that could potentially go wrong with production did go wrong throughout production. But that's really just the nature of the beast sometimes, especially in the Unreal Engine workflow. If you'd like to check out the short film, then you can do so over on the Angel Studios Guild platform through their Guild subscription. I did ask the director if, since it's up, if I'm able to show you guys anything from it, and gave me the go ahead. So I'll show you a small 20-second snippet of one of the favorite scenes that I've put together for this project.
Nicholas grew strong in body and would develop a lifelong fascination for the sea.
Fun fact, those fish needed a 5-minute warm up. I fought with those fishes. Another project you can check out that my team had a hand in this year was The Real Story of Christmas by iBible Films over on the YouTube channel Revelation Media. We didn't do the whole thing, only a few scene adjustments for the wall scene, Joseph on the rooftop scene, which is one of my favorite shots that we've did, and Joseph bringing Mary into his home, as well as the Isaiah prophesying to the people. Just gonna run a few clips of what we've put together.
The child in her womb was of the Holy Spirit. The angel told him that Mary would give birth to a son who would save his people from their sins, and that all of this was happening as was spoken through God's prophet Isaiah, who said, "Behold, the virgin will be with child and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us.
There were 2 other projects that we did put together last year, but I can't speak on those quite yet. So when when it is fully publicly released and I get the clearance to show you guys it, that might be a podcast installment onto it that I might actually, one of these podcast interviews, one of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast interviews for this year definitely has to be with my boss, Andrew Librezi. I think that'll definitely be a fun interview to do. The next major project that I've been a part of that has finally made a public release in 2024 was Daniel Merritt's of DLM Christian Lifestyle video game company, Rock Entertainment. I've been a part of Rock since September 2022, which is a testimony all on to itself that actually started the chain. Well, I wouldn't call it a spiral. Most of the chain alignment, that's what we could say, the chain alignment of Yahuah's will for my life when it comes to the creative endeavors that he has placed in my heart. At the time of the public launch of Rock in September, I was the acting scrum master for the project, and I edited one of the videos that is currently up on the Rock Entertainment channel. Currently, I serve in an administrative and level design role for the first game, Judges TD, which has a Kickstarter plan relatively soon, and it's just been awesome being a part of Rock for the past 2 years, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on the game in the future. It's been coming along really nicely. After the launch, there was a sign up call for anyone who wanted to be a part. It is free. It is a volunteer system currently, and we've had I can't remember the exact number, but we had a lot of awesome folks join and seeing the progress of all the different disciplines coming together for the development of the game has just been awesome. Music, art, the 3D modeling, the level design, the game developers, the scripters, the coders, the everything. It has just been amazing to be a part of it. But that's it. That brings us to the end of the recap and the Kedoshim Studios 2025 roadmap on this podcast installment. As I said, I'm trying to speed run this one. The one last year was pretty long, so I'm trying to just cut back on the length of time of some of these podcast installments. Last year I was getting into the flow of doing some X rambling, and this year I kind of want to ease it a bit more, a bit more. Because this year I actually want to start doing some more face cam and pop culture commentary style videos. All my videos have been scripted from the start of the channel. So this year I want to just twist up the content a little bit with, I don't know, probably throw in some face cam, some pop culture commentary videos. You're still going to get all of the comic book, well, faith-based comic book reviews of the Remnant and everything. But this year, last year, the channel growth did stagnate a lot. So this year, I'm gonna switch up the content a little bit more. But of course, as always, I always want to thank the 500 to 1,000 of you that return month over month to support the channel. But this year, we're just gonna do something a little bit different, kind of get out of my comfort zone, because I did kind of get a bit too comfortable and I'm not gonna lie, a bit lazy with the content a little bit at some points this year. Like, well, December, you did see that everything was chopped from an old podcast. Still gonna do podcast chopping up and those more style of video and actually do more of those of older podcasts that has some really good clips in them that I think just hasn't been put out there because I've been a little bit from the day job and everything, just a little tired and a little bit of laziness included in regards to chopping them up and putting them out there. So this year, I want to do more face cam stuff. This is my face. I put pictures of myself up, but this is the first time I'm actually doing a face cam, which is why for some of the podcasts I try not to go directly off of the script to make the face cam a bit more engaging. So yeah, that's it for the 17th installment of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast. We actually have the Kedoshim logo as am I doing that correctly? I think it's Poland. The Kedoshim Studios logo, which would be available during the year. I tried to get this onto our Xplanations merch store, which we do have a merch store, but there's just some other red tape, line and stuff that I have to jump over in order to get it going on the merch store. This is my favorite hoodie with the Kedoshim logo on it. You'll see it a lot throughout this year. But yeah, that's it for this 17th installment of the Kedoshim Initiative podcast. As always, I thank you all for watching to the end, and to all the regulars and the new viewers. I just can't say thank you enough. It has honestly, this is more than a dream come true for me. I didn't even dream of half the things that I do now in life. So just by Yahuah's grace and glory, it's just been awesome. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a blessed year and do enjoy the rest of your day, week, month, year. Yeah.